Previously on the Rod Pedersen Show.
It's Wednesday. That means the weekly RPShow NHL Top 5, Bottom 5. We ready to go? Let's go with the top 5 first, please. The number 1 team in the National Hockey League are the Carolina Hurricanes. Look at the record. Look what they've been doing. They demolished Canada's team last night, the Vegas Golden Knights, and never broke a sweat. Carolina, number 1. Number 2, the Washington Capitals. They're the first-place team in the toughest division, it appears, in the NHL, the Metropolitan Division. It's the Washington Capitals. Number 3, the Florida Panthers, who had their way with the Islanders last night, snapping a 4-game slide. They lead the NHL in first-period goals. They're not going away. Florida is who we thought they were. Number 4, the Winnipeg Jets. What have you done for me lately? Smashed the Oilers last night. Talk to me Friday, and we'll see where they are then. Winnipeg Jets are on a roll. Concluded a homestand 5-1-1. They're the 4th best team in the National Hockey League. And number 5, the Edmonton Oilers. Despite their goaltending, the Edmonton Oilers are the 5th highest team in the NHL in our rankings. And because nobody else ranks the 5 worst teams in the NHL, we'll do it for you. You ready? Flipping it over, boys. 28th team, the Ottawa Senators. Yes, they've had COVID outbreaks. That's not our fault. It's theirs. 5th worst team in the NHL. 4th worst team, the Vancouver Canucks, who as of now still have a general manager, but the day ain't over yet. The 30th place team in the NHL, the Seattle Kraken. They are who we thought they were. The 31st team, the Montreal Canadiens, who unfortunately can't get out of their own way, but they're trying. And the worst team in the NHL is the Arizona Coyotes. Just look at the record.
Get ready for the Rod Pedersen Show.
Has Aaron Rodgers basically come out of this? Because I feel like he has. People get over it. They don't care. They move on.
That's why you fine him. That's your punishment.
He's the face of the NFL.
I don't get a parking ticket downtown and I'm not allowed to park anywhere after that. I paid the fine because I parked in the wrong spot. It's over. And Bob's your uncle.
It's that cut and dry,
right?
It's that cut and dry?
It should be.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
It absolutely is. G'day, Canada and Canadian sports fans around the world. It's the RP Show. Don't mind me. I'm just tweeting. How you doing, Moose?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. It's a big day.
Kind of hectic.
It's turned out to be very hectic. Don't mind. If you go and follow my Twitter, at Rod Pedersen, you'll see what I'm tweeting right now.
Yeah.
Breaking news today. And it's not good news. I'm going to get to the usual, what we do here. But first, I said to Darren, it's going to be big news for our viewers because it's my team. It's my favorite team, God's team, the Regina Pats, making a coaching change today. And this morning, Thursday morning, the Regina Pats announced they are making a coaching change, parting ways with head coach Dave Struch, former NHLer, current Pats vice president of hockey operations and general manager John Paddock will assume coaching duties moving forward. The obligatory, I'd like to thank Dave for his years of service. All those things going on being said between John Paddock and the owner, Sean Semple. And so that's happened. That's big, groundbreaking news. Those are 2 very big names in hockey, particularly John Paddock, of course, because he's the former head coach of the Winnipeg Jets and Ottawa Senators. TV voice of the Pats right here. I just talked to Dave yesterday, okay? We had a long talk on the concourse. Talked about this season that they had so far. And I have not, I was going to look up the standings. Last I looked, the Pats were in a playoff spot with a team that has no business being in a playoff spot, okay? And listen, I've been fighting with people in this town for a couple of years about one Dave Struch. I'm a fan. I grew up in the game. I'd like to think I know the GD game. Pats can do whatever they want, okay? Maybe they feel the team should be better. I don't know what they're thinking. But they fired Dave Struch. Well, they're 9th in the conference now. They entered the week 3rd in the division, and now they've slipped to 9th in the conference at 6-10. So owner's going to do what owner's going to do, right?
That's right.
Connor Bedard has a new head coach. Now, he's the next Connor McDavid, they say. I don't think Scotty Bowman could coach this Pats team to a more than 6-10 record. But John Paddock goes back behind the bench. And again, I would not spend this much time if it was the Red Deer Rebels. I wouldn't. But it's my favorite hockey team in the world. Always has been. They make a coaching change today. And before we move over and talk about who else is going to be on the program today, your thoughts, because you wondered to what extent is the Connor Bedard player and family involved in this? And I have some thoughts on that, but you think he might have been consulted in this?
I think they're involved. I don't know how much they would have been consulted in the move, but I think there may have been, or at least it's done with that in mind. Look at a generational type player that you want in your organization. And Connor Bedard is looking not to necessarily, I'm sure, he wants to have the best experience in junior hockey, but this is a career for him. Like he's going to the NHL. I don't think there's a question there. And there's already agents involved, and there's all those things involved, right? And when he commits to coming to the Pats, before he gets drafted, they commit to him. He's committing to the combo of John Paddock and Dave Struch and Brad Herrick and that, Haroff and that group that they have, and Dave being the coach. So when Dave's no longer the coach, you have to think, well, is Connor going to want to play here with somebody new? What's that going to look like? But obviously, everybody's very comfortable with John Paddock. He's done a great job. He's got a great track record. And so when they announced Paddock going to coach this year and next year, well, to me, that lines up perfectly because Bedard will be here this year and next year. Then he'll get drafted and go to the NHL. So that's it. You got this year and next year with Connor Bedard. So Paddock stays, and then they probably make a more permanent long-term move after that. Yeah,
we're just worried about today. And I see on the comment board here, James in Borden, Manitoba writes in and says, damn Winnipeg sports talk moving to 11 a.m. this morning. Don't they know we watch the RP show at 11? Well, that's their problem. I didn't know why would they do that? I don't know. But there's a Winnipeg Jets tie-in here with John Paddock. Tell all of Winnipeg that your former coach is going back behind the bench with the Regina Pats. We can get to more of the comments and stuff. But big news around here with my team, the Regina Pats. Dave Struch fired today. It's too bad. I think he's done a good job, but that's sports these days. Okay, Randy Moller coming up in hour one of the RP show today. Speaking of Red Deer, longtime NHLer, Red Deer product, and the current color commentator for the Florida Panthers, and he's also their president of the Alumni Association. Randy Moller will be joining us in hour one. Got to know him when I was down there in Florida. Looking forward to rekindling this friendship. And Jared Dumba will be with us in hour two. How about that? Our hockey analyst and 10-year pro right here in the bunker. Can you please hit the quick six show horn, please, Director Jordan? Well, the Pats Hockey News just threw everything out of order here. Yeah. So, number one, what I had is why I'm wearing my Blue Jays pullover today, is that Blue Jays lefty Robbie Ray won a most improbable AL Cy Young Award on Wednesday night, bouncing back from taking a rare pay cut after a dismal season to capturing pitching's top prize. Robbie Ray became the first Toronto pitcher to earn the honor since the late Roy Halladay in 2003. Fourth Blue Jays pitcher all time to win the Cy Young. He got 29 first-place votes. Yankees ace Garrett Cole got the other top vote and finished second, and Chicago White Sox righty Lance Lynn was third. Ray topped the majors with 248 strikeouts, led the American League with a 2.84 ERA. He turned 30 last month. He's going to be a free agent, and just Wednesday turned down an $18.4 million qualifying offer from Toronto. So just on that, we're going to lose him, right?
Yeah.
He's going to go to the highest bidder. Saw Steve Phillips this morning on SportsCenter talking about it. Where's the Blue Jays? Are we in a rebuild? I think you go down to the final day of the regular season. The rebuild's complete, right? But Robbie Ray is a huge part of whatever this team's going to do moving forward. I guess we'll find out if the Blue Jays have the money to bring him back. But he's going to go to the highest bidder. And by the way, he's earned it. So good for him. Now, another major baseball point that everybody's talking about in baseball is that Justin Verlander signed a $25 million one-year deal to remain with the Houston Astros after having Tommy John surgery this year. He's 38, as you know. It's a conditional $25 million option for 2023, and he only pitched 6 innings all of last year. So 1 year, $25 million for Justin Verlander. What more needs to be said?
I know. Paying for
if
the
a
name.
guy coming off Tommy John surgery that picked 6 innings gets $25 million, what's Robbie Ray in line for? That's what I'd like to know.
I know.
And can the Blue Jays afford it? That's all that matters. Moving on to the NHL, there were only 3 games Wednesday. Garnet Hathaway scored twice late in the third period, and the Washington Capitals beat the LA Kings 2-0, snapping the Kings' 8-game point streak. Patrick Kane and Alex DeBrincat each had a goal and a helper, and Chicago got its 4th straight win, 4-2 over the Seattle Kraken. Seems like coaching changes are the order of the day in hockey. And I look at the Blackhawks, 4 in a row under Derek King. So it makes everybody think, oh, Jeremy Colleton didn't know what he was doing. I'll remind you that Jeremy Colleton piloted the Chicago Blackhawks to a play-in round victory over the Edmonton Oilers 2 years ago. So don't let what ended his time in Chicago stain the career of Jeremy Colleton, because I still think he's a good coach. And this might be the obligatory habitual spike after a coaching change that you see in the pros. I don't know if it's going to happen with the Regina Pats or not. And good for the Blackhawks. But it's funny because, as you saw probably on our Twitter feed, there was Kraken fans writing us, specifically Reed Johnson out of Seattle, saying, oh, this is why they loved Marc-Andre Fleury so much. The Flower made, this probably seems like an exaggeration, but 29 saves or something in the second period or whatever.
Yeah.
He just owned the Kraken last night in the second period. So
extremely dialed in.
Right.
But that's the Marc-Andre Fleury, not the, above 3 goals against average and the sub 900 goals against average that he's had throughout this, tough start to the season. That was the Marc-Andre Fleury we know and love last night. Mm-hmm. So it's good. It's good to see the old Flower back.
The viewers here in the Sweatpants Capital are alive with the coaching change news today. And by the way, it is very sad for Dave Struch, because I think he's a tremendous coach. And I meant to go on this on the rant earlier. I've been arguing with my hockey peeps here in this town about Dave Struch. They're really down on him. I'm not. I know enough about this game. I think he's a tremendous coach. He's not going to be out of work long. But people are writing in here. Chris Clark from the Unofficial Pats podcast says, big news from the Pats. No, that's from Katie Fleury. She says, big news from the Pats. Chris Clark says, can JP turn the Pats around? Isn't that the $64,000 question? What if he doesn't? And we're going to sit and talk about this all day, because we can. Adam Brooks is a name that has been floating around NHL people's lips for the last couple of years. He just got claimed by the Vegas Golden Knights yesterday after having been with Montreal for a time, put on waivers by the Leafs at the start of the year. John Paddock took Adam Brooks from being a plow horse to a 120-point guy. So if John Paddock can somehow find a way to get some offense into this hockey team, because Dave Struch is, would you agree, a defensive-minded coach, which is fine. But I think the two work in concert with each other. I don't know how much of a change this is going to make, but again, we're going to find out. Moving on, Nazem Kadri and Mikko Rantanen each had a goal and 2 assists as Colorado beat Vancouver 4-2. Cale Makar had a goal and an assist, and Gabriel Landeskog added an empty netter for the Avs, who scored 3 times on the power play. Darcy Kemper stopped 30 shots. Tucker Poolman had a goal and a helper, and Connor Garland also scored for Vancouver, who's lost 5 in a row and are now 5-10-2. Thatcher Demko had 26 saves. It's 11-11, by the way, here, Moose. And the opportunity portal is opening for John Paddock. They're talking back there, but they still heard it. I like it. That's a new one.
That was like...
You want to hit that again?
A chorus. Like that was the choir.
Shine a light down on us.
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
Oh, my gosh.
What?
We need a spotlight now coming through from the heavens.
This is the warm-up brought to you by Ecole Electric. Come see our sales staff and in-house specialists for all your electrical needs at Ecole Electric. It's not every day there's a coaching change, okay? That's why people are really chiming in on this. Everybody talking about the Raptors. What did the Raptors do? What did they do? They're playing tonight. I got that written down. Pretty sure that's nobody's featured game, except for my cousin Christina Medicine Hat. The featured game is the Winnipeg Jets at the Edmonton Oilers. Change my mind, as Joe Exotic would say. Thursday night football. New England Patriots go for their 5th consecutive victory in Atlanta. And as I said, the Raps are at Utah. What a world we find ourselves in, by the way, that I was ridiculed and scorned by a writer by the name of Chase, who says, imagine watching a Florida-New York Islanders hockey game over this great soccer game. Sorry for being me and doing what I want to do. Scorn me for watching a hockey game. What? Why are you so concerned with what I do? But anyways, moving on. I don't have it up. The Canadian Football League announced its list of player award nominees yesterday. Could take me a minute or two to load it up here on the old rodpedersen.com. And I apologize for not having that ready. This Pats coaching change threw everything out of order, as I said.
Yeah.
I was talking to David Struch, the now former coach of the Regina Pats, about Saturday night's game in Moose Jaw, because we're all excited about it. I was telling Struchy how I'm not going to be calling the game because the Warriors, I believe, didn't want us to call it because it would hurt the crowd, yada, yada, yada. I was walking into the rink the other day talking to the security guard. I said, where's Bob? You know, Bob, the older man, the very nicely tanned, very nice-looking usher at the bottom of the stairs there.
Yes.
I'm like, where's Bob? Guy's been here for 35 years. Where's Bob? And the replacement guy's like, well, he's feeling under the weather. And I'm like, he doesn't have COVID, does he? He's old. And he's like, no, just the flu. And then Dave comes off the bench. He's like, hey, Roddy. It was just a nice family thing down there. You know what I mean?
That's what it's all about.
That's what you want. And now Dave Struch is that was, as it turned out, the last game he would ever coach for the Regina Pats. It was a 6-1 loss to the Lethbridge Hurricanes. It's taking a minute to load, Moose.
Well, it's a good time for a marketing lesson. Because I got an email from the Calgary Dinos.
Yeah, what's up with them?
I know that 3 former Dinos were up for awards. Peter Nicastro's up for Rookie of the Year and offensive lineman, or in top lineman in Toronto.
How about that?
Sean McEwen's the representative out of Calgary for the lineman of the year. And Micah Tights, the Saskatchewan Roughriders, nominated as well.
Right on.
So thank you, Calgary Dinos, for sending out that email yesterday. And I read that, and it's good to see.
Thank you, Dinos, for being with it. Just like me finding out that Don Koharski is the director of officiating for the National Lacrosse League.
Yeah.
Why? Because a news release adorned my inbox. You got to do it. Here it is. It came up. CFL's top 3 rushers are up for this year's Most Outstanding Player Award, as Montreal's William Stanback, Calgary's Kadeem Carey, and Edmonton's James Wilder Jr. were nominated by their respective teams. 3 quarterbacks were nominated: Saskatchewan's Cody Fajardo, Winnipeg's Zach Caleros, and Toronto's McLeod Bethel Thompson getting the nod. The other MVP candidates from each team are BC receiver Lucky Whitehead, friend of the show; Hamilton linebacker Simone Lawrence, not friend of the show; Ottawa receiver returner Devontae Denman. Those are all the players of the 9. And I wish we could do a poll, but we can't do a poll because there's 5 teams in the CFL West. And Twitter only allows you 4 options.
Yeah.
Who do we leave off? Maybe we'll talk about this when we come back next segment, because Zach Caleros remains the Rodney Dangerfield of the CFL. Can't get no respect. You would think, what are they now, 11-2?
Yeah.
That this would be the year that Zach would win MVP of this league. But I don't know. I don't have a vote. So let's kick that around.
Yeah, my guess is
Zach? No?
it'll be Zach and Macbeth,
How about
the
that?
2 representatives.
How about that?
That'll be my guess.
Lots to talk about when we come back. This has been the warm-up again. Brought to you by Ecole Electric. Come see our sales staff and in-house specialists for all your electrical needs. On the way, Randy Moller of the Florida Panthers going to join us from the Sunshine State. And our hockey analyst, Jared Dumba, in the bunker in hour 2. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network, live streaming on YouTube daily, and 24-hour sports talk at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
I started the Shatler Lacrosse Academy 3 years ago, and my main goal for the province of Saskatchewan was to spread the game and the awareness of lacrosse. Jeff Shatler here, number 77 with the Saskatchewan Rush. I currently play forward, 16 years pro. I live, work, and play in the province of Saskatchewan. Direct West's mission is to grow Saskatchewan economy by helping small local businesses win with digital advertising services, but they are also a major supporter of local sport, art, and charitable organizations. Year after year, Direct West continues to put their money where their mouth is, and ensuring the minor sports and art and music festivals can continue to thrive in our province. They continue to do all they can to promote our communities and assist nonprofit charitable organizations in the effort to improve the quality of life in the province of Saskatchewan. I'm proud to work with Direct West and call the province of Saskatchewan my home.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar Buying Group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
This holiday season, wish your way at Capital Ford Lincoln. Unwrap a completely customized vehicle ordering experience. Reserve a pre-ordered unit that's already on its way. Or get into a pre-owned vehicle that's on the lot and ready to roll. And don't forget, we pay big for your used vehicle, even if you don't buy from us. Plus, our service department is your winter headquarters. Get special pricing on name brand tires, storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. This holiday season, wish your way at Capital Ford Lincoln.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RPShow gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RPShow gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Hey, honey, can you get one of the kids to show me how this Twitter thing works? Honey, I need to get on Instagram. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
Okay, welcome back. We're jumping right back into the hot tub here of sports talk, and I'm scrapping, for the most part, the rest of the quick six. And I'm going to jump right into a sports update because people, they want to look ahead. They don't necessarily want to talk about last night. So the Toronto Maple Leafs look to pad their winning streak when they host the New York Rangers tonight. The Leafs have won 4 in a row, 9 of their last 10. Elsewhere in a busy night, the Calgary Flames visit Buffalo. Montreal hosts Pittsburgh, and the Edmonton Oilers are home to Winnipeg. A woeful penalty kill was once again the undoing of the Vancouver Canucks. The team gave up 3 power play goals, including 2 in the third period, en route to a 4-2 loss at home to the Colorado Avalanche. The Canucks have lost, it's 5 in a row, is it not? That's what the earlier wire copy said that I read. Why have they?
No.
Yeah, why have they not fired anybody yet? I have not. Listen, I was doing recovery work last night, my other career, hosting a show. I know that's no excuse. And meetings this morning, I didn't read what Travis Green had to say after the game last night in Vancouver, but how long does this go on? And let me just finish this up. The Blue Jays, Vladdy Guerrero and Marcus Semien are 2 of the 3 finalists for the American League MVP award to be announced tonight. They're up against Angels two-way star Shohei Ohtani. That's probably the number one thing you want to pay attention to, I would think, tonight, Moose. That's a big one.
It's a big one.
We all want to know.
I know.
Shohei or Vladdy?
Yeah.
Vladdy or Shohei? Toronto Raptors could be without OG Anunoby tonight in Utah. He banged his hip in practice and is listed as questionable, along with Precious Achiuwa and Chris Boucher. The game is the second of a 6-game roadie for the Raps, who've lost 2 in a row in 5 of the last 6. And the streaking New England Patriots look for their 5th consecutive win when they visit the Atlanta Falcons. With a victory, New England coach Bill Belichick would take sole possession of 3rd place on the all-time regular season career wins list. He's tied at 250 with former Dallas coach Tom Landry, or as we call him in Dallas, Coach Landry. There is a statue of him in front of Jerry World, by the way. Been there. The sports update for Ballers Rec Room. Check out our brand new line of games. Book your group or business Christmas party now. For the Tap Brewhouse and Drive-Thru Liquor Store, and for Red Bull Canada, Red Bull gives you wings. And there is breaking news today with God's team, the Regina Pats Hockey Club. Connor Bedard is a new head coach. Dave Struch replaced this morning by John Paddock as the head coach. The Pats' next game is Saturday at Mosaic Place against the Moose Jaw Warriors. And I just feel very bad for Dave Struch. It's tough to get fired, but I don't think he's going to be out of work long. You want to throw up the CHL top 10 before we go any further, Clark? Because I asked for it. He had this ready to go yesterday. For whatever reason, we didn't get to it. This is for all the deep hockey fans across the land that are watching that love major junior hockey, as do we. The number 1 team, the Winnipeg Ice, I don't expect them to lose that the rest of the way, Darren.
They're that good.
They could beat the Arizona Coyotes, I think. The number 2 team, the Everett Silvertips, as you see. Number 3, London Knights. Number 4, Kamloops Blazers. Number 5, Edmonton Oil Kings. 6, Sherbrooke Phoenix. Number 7, the Charlottetown Islanders. Number 8, the Ottawa 67s. How about that? I got to talk to AJ Jakubic, the voice of the 67s. They came out of nowhere to be 8th in the country. Number 9, the former team of Sidney Crosby, the Rimouski Oceanic. And number 10, the Kingston Frontenac.
4 of the top 5 teams from the Western Hockey League.
4 of the top 5 teams are from the Dub. And, we could put a little more time into CFL talk today, but I tweeted the Deal or No Deal CFL betting lines for this week. 1 like on Twitter this morning. 1. I just don't feel like it's pushing the needle in this country right now. In the final week of the regular season, getting ready for the playoffs. I just don't feel like it's pushing the needle. I don't hear a lot of buzz about it, the Canadian Football League. As a matter of fact, Steve-O's channel writes in. What is Steve-O's channel on YouTube?
I'm not sure, but it's cool.
Says, Rod. I like when they do that.
I do too.
Rod, who's your favorite NFL player ever? The guy universally known as Troy.
Yeah.
Aikman, in case you don't know. Troy is my boy. And he's ruined me for any other Dallas Cowboys quarterback since. Do we need to go down that road?
There's been some good ones, but nobody like Troy.
I don't like Tony Romo. I don't like Dak Prescott because I compare them all to Troy.
And for you, winning is the thing.
Yeah.
Right? I get it.
We sit there and talk about these things as Cowboys fans. Tony Romo, but he's got the single-game passing record. He's got the single season. I don't care. Did he win a playoff game? And Troy, by the way, has balls like this big. Like figuratively, I've never seen. But, they're talking about Patrick Mahomes, who already has 1 Super Bowl ring. Like, he's on the path of Troy Aikman to do this, and this. Troy tweets, yeah, talk to me when he's got 3 rings.
It's not going to happen.
He can say it. He can say it because he's Troy Aikman.
Yeah.
And Tom Brady's that times 2 and a little bit more in terms of championship rings. Troy made me fall in love with the Dallas Cowboys. That's funny. Cinny girl in Pittsburgh. She says, yes, Troy. He's just so good. When I watched The Football Life on Troy Aikman, I bawled like a baby. To see how it ended there, because it always ends bad, right?
Always.
Everywhere.
Everywhere for everyone.
Everywhere for everyone. And it's like you literally don't get a 21-gun salute on your way out of town. Nobody does. But it'd be nice to stop getting kicked in the balls after a while.
Even Wayne Gretzky in Edmonton, gone.
Yep.
Tom Brady.
Still hard feelings in Edmonton.
Tom Brady, New England, gone.
Michael Jordan, do we need to say more?
All of them.
From the Shooters Shoot basketball podcast, this passionate Cowboys fan as well. Wasn't alive for Troy, so sadly, Dak is my Troy. Sucks to be you, is all I can say. From Daryl in Toronto, he says, do you guys have a nickname for the Rod Pedersen Show community? We do. It's called the Rod Squad. Now you know. The rest of the story. This Pats coaching change today has just thrown me completely out of order. I don't have the text line up in front of me, Moose. 18 new people signed up in overnight.
Oh, wow.
In our community. We got a great community.
That's awesome. And I've signed off on the jingle.
518-3033. Text RP.
It's pretty close.
That's close, yeah.
Yeah. The verbiage is going to be 902-518-3033. That's how it's sung in the jingle.
Okay.
So 3033.
3033. I like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
And as I open it up on the text line from the 902, Jim Wagner writes in, he says, when you stick around right to the last second of the show, the Rick Regan montage is fantastic. That made my day. Did you hear these guys back here? Listen, guys.
LFG.
Right. Play all those.
Do what you
like
do.
5 of those, Rick Regan.
I like it.
Right.
Awesome. Bingo. Oh, no. Approved.
Do you hear them laughing on the other side of the wall back here?
So that's what they do at the end of the show. They empty the toolbox, right? So they let the show end. They play all the stuff that goes to television. And for our streaming audience on the Listen Live, they can hear it. And on YouTube, you can watch it. They hang around. And for the few people that really stick around, they empty that out. Sometimes they do some green screen tricks with a lion and stuff. And they just do it for like a couple of seconds just to see who's paying attention. It's an extra little Easter egg.
From the Puck and Pigskin podcast in Calgary writes in and says, so rings make you a great quarterback, Rod? Guess Dan Marino sucked then, LOL. Not having that discussion with you. Not today, not ever. I was just with Dan Marino last month, or 2 months ago now, as you saw.
Yeah. I remember.
Went to the game together.
The Dolphins game. You guys went to the game together.
That's right.
Man, you go to the game with some great people.
I was like me and Snoop Dogg at that NBA game in San Antonio.
We were at the NBA game in Houston with 50 Cent, too.
I must have gone to the bathroom when you were hanging out with him. I missed that.
I didn't say hanging out. He was courtside. We were, as you said.
Yeah, so rings count, bro. It's called winning. And winning used to matter. I don't think it matters as much anymore, as I see. What do you got?
Going to make a great YouTube clip. Cowboy, 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 cowboy. Aikman, Prescott, Rick Regan, and then, oh, yeah, so rings matter. Put a bow on it.
You lost me there. I don't know what you're talking about.
Spicy.
Well, you finished the story you started 6 minutes ago. On the
Oh, I see. Clark, I thought we tweeted the poll question, no? That was up to me? What'd I tell you? I'm all out of order. If you could tweet it, it would be great. The poll question for Capital Auto Mall Universal Collision Center is, do you favor 3-on-3 men's hockey at the Olympics? This came down yesterday from the Score app, and I had to go in and say, guys, I was just like everybody in society, I'm just skimming the article, but I think they said they want to go to 3-on-3 hockey at the Olympics, and they won't even be able to do it in time for 2026 in Milan. This year, China, forget about it. But maybe 2026. And I'm thinking, you know what? I'm kind of all for it. What was the curling at the last Olympics? It was 2-on-2.
Mixed doubles.
Why don't they do that anywhere but the Olympics? Because this is like zing, zing, zing. For a squirrel like me, I can watch it. Randy Moller's watching right now from Florida, where the curling's not that big, I don't think, Moles. Honestly, they get up, throw the rock, and then they get out of the hack and chase after it and sweep it. Right? It's so fast. It's perfect. So 3-on-3 hockey, similar. And when this came up yesterday, I was thinking, will the NHLPA go for this? Then I thought, it's not the NHLPA. It's an IOC IIHF thing. Frankly, I don't think the NHLPA would have anything to do with it because it's whether it's NHLers or not, doesn't matter. It's an Olympic sport. And Clark did a little more digging, and he goes, they're looking at 5-on-5 hockey and then a separate 3-on-3. Totally different event, different medals, everything.
Yeah.
I got so excited, I'd just rather see 5-on-5 replaced by 3-on-3. Can you imagine?
I would watch it. Oh, man, it would be so exciting. Be so exciting. I don't know how you would change the game. I don't know if you do full 20-minute periods. You might. Be a lot of scoring. You could do smaller periods like they did in the All-Star game. You know, shorten it up. The game's up. I think it'd be so much fun. So much fun.
One more before we break. John Ohm in Winnipeg. Ohm says, is Tony Romo not the best color analyst for the NFL telecasts? Love his take on games. I don't like the broadcaster discussion because it's all subjective and partial. I don't like Tony Romo on the games. And if I was calling the game and Tony Romo was doing color, I'd grab him by the seat of his pants and throw him out the window because he doesn't stop talking during the play. But I'm also open-minded enough to realize that's his style and everybody loves it. But I'm a little more traditional, and I like the Joe Buck, Troy Aikman combo. That's the traditional way of doing it. I'm not saying I'm right. But for that reason, I don't think Tony Romo is the best color guy. And if I may go back and just say, if you know what every play is coming before they snap the ball, Tony, on defense, why didn't you do it when you were the Cowboys quarterback?
Good point.
Oh,
It was the
good
first,
one, Rod.
first thing I thought of. Anyways, Randy Moller joins us next. And we chatted in the press box at FLA Live Arena a couple months ago. Now he knows because he's watched enough of what the show's all about. We're going to talk some Panthers hockey, NHL, maybe curling in Florida, whatever, when we come back. Hang on. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus television network across all 10 provinces in Canada and 31 states. Streaming live on YouTube as well and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Addiction. It destroys relationships, families, and lives. It makes individuals and the people who love them feel powerless. But the good news is that addiction is a treatable illness. At Aurora Recovery Center, we provide everything you need to build a solid foundation for your recovery, with holistic, evidence-based treatment tailored to each individual. Located in Gimli, Manitoba, on the shores of Lake Winnipeg, Aurora can help regardless of whether or not you feel ready or have tried before. Aurora Recovery Center. Recovery for life. Visit aurorarecoverycenter.com for more information today.
Hey, Matt, how's it going? We have something really special.
Holy, it's pretty impressive.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop staffed by PGA of Canada professionals is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Did you know you can catch all the best moments from the show on all our social media platforms? Now, back to the studio with Rod.
Welcome back to the RP Show, everybody. We are live across Canada on Game Plus Television. 12 games tonight in the National Hockey League, including the Florida Panthers home to the New Jersey Devils. And joining us to talk about that, among other things, is Randy Moller, longtime Florida Panthers broadcaster, player, 815 games in the Big Show, Alberta boy. Randy, welcome to the RP Show, sir. I appreciate the time.
Hey, Rod. Yeah, great to be on the show. Love it.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't even know where to start with you, man, other than I'm concerned about your COVID protocol. I tuned in the games and you weren't there, found out that you were in COVID protocol. How did that come about and how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing fine now. It was a little over 2 weeks ago, and I believe that I caught it before we went on a 2-game trip to Detroit and Boston. We came back, and then I started to develop some symptoms. Got tested right away. Yeah, I got COVID and that. So I had to go through the 10-day quarantine, and that was over 2 weeks ago that I started the symptoms. So I'm fine now. I was pretty sick. I had pretty well every symptom and lost 10 pounds and that. But I'm just very fortunate, and I'm so glad that I did not infect anybody else on the team or any of my broadcast partners or anybody that was traveling on the road, because we do travel with the team. So I'm very grateful that it was just isolated. I have no idea where I got it, but I'm just glad that nobody else contracted it. This virus is very weird. You just, when they tell you that they think they know how it works and that gets thrown out the window, because I'm double vaccinated, take care of myself. I wear a mask when I'm out in the public, going to grocery stores or anything. And I've been very, very careful, yet somehow I contracted the virus and that. And I don't wish that on anyone. It wasn't a lot of fun for about 4 or 5 days.
Well, I'm glad you've recovered, and as I said, missed you on the broadcast, although I like the studio portion of what you were doing there. And by the way, Randy, I got to say this, as the hockey guy that you are, I came back, because I don't think I told you I do the Pats games on television, so I'm in the media room, and I'm like, guys, I met Randy Moller down there in Florida. We're talking in the media room, and they said, the same Randy Moller that played for Team Canada in the Canada Cup? And I said, geez, I don't remember. Were you on those great Mario, Mike, and teams? What was your Team Canada brush, Randy?
No, I won the World Junior Championship for Team Canada with my brother. My brother Mike actually scored the game-winning goal, the tournament-winning goal. That was back in 1981, 82. If for those of you that maybe remember, and I'm sorry if I don't have the date right, back then half the tournament was played in Winnipeg, and then the other half was played in Minnesota. And actually, the game that decided the gold medal, we played the Czech Republic, Czechoslovakia, and we had to play in Rochester, Minnesota. And that's where the tradition started. where the game was not on TV across Canada. And that's where we started the tradition. When we won, they didn't have, in Rochester, Minnesota, didn't have the Canadian national anthem. So we all stood on the blue line, the whole Canadian team and the coaches and trainers, and we actually sang "O Canada," and that's where that tradition started.
Wow! Look what we're learning today.
How about that?
And also, 2 games with the Billings Bighorns in 79-80. And I got to say, quick, who's the most famous alum of the Billings Bighorns? You would know it, but I don't think most of our viewers would. Who would you say?
That would be the defenseman from Saskatchewan.
So I don't want to put you on the. I would say Andy Moog. He'd be my call.
Well, Andy played there for a bit, but I'm trying to think. There's a big defenseman that played first overall pick with the Boston Bruins.
Go, Gordy Kluzak.
Gordy Kluzak.
Okay, the pride of Climax, Saskatchewan. Okay, Gordy Kluzak, Andy Moog. Yeah, well, you were only there for 2 games too, Moles. What do you remember about that experience, by the way? I know this interview's gone nowhere the way you expected that it would, but I hope you're enjoying it anyways.
That's fine. You know what? I was signed by the Billings Bighorns, and then I end up being traded to the Lethbridge Broncos and that. But I did play a couple of games. The one thing that I remember playing in Billings, they had a beautiful arena there. But 90% of the time, that arena was being used for livestock shows and rodeos. And I remember playing, one game, we were playing on a Friday night in Billings, and unfortunately it didn't work out there. There was only 500 people in the stands that held like 10,000. But right across the street on a Friday night was a high school football game. And there was 8,000 people at the high school football game, but we only had 500 for a junior A hockey game. And so you could probably read between the lines there that unfortunately the Billings Bighorns didn't last very long. But yes, Andy Moog played there. Pat Rabbit was another one that was a good goal scorer. He was I think he was from Saskatchewan that played there as well. So anyways, that was a long time ago. I don't remember what I had for breakfast, so, and you're putting me on the spot, Rod, on talking about the Billings Bighorns back in 1979.
I love it. I'm glad that I did. Pat Rabbit from Merritt, BC, as it turns out, who just the town was evacuated. Yeah. Hey, so, Moles, about the Florida Panthers, though. It was just down there. Going to be back there. I'll probably see you in the booth next week. Big crowd for the Islanders the other night. The game... It was a spank job, 6-1 for the Panthers, but it seems like everybody's getting turned on to this hockey team down there.
Well, it helps when you win at home. And, you know, the Panthers right now are 8-0 at home. They won again the other night against the New York Islanders, 6-1. 8-0. If you go back, Rod, go back to last year, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Panthers have won 18 of their last 19 home games. And that brings excitement. And with the fans, they're really excited about this hockey club. Ever since the general manager Bill Zito has come aboard, the moves that he has made, and the small ones, the bigger ones, whether it's picking up guys off of waivers, the drafting, the trades that he's made, the signings, free agent signings, and that you go up and down. And the biggest thing is they've really established a team that has a lot of depth in all positions, and their goaltending is solid with Sergei Bobrovsky and Spencer Knight, who will get the start tonight against the New Jersey Devils, by the way. But the way they play with the pace and the speed and the talent, the offensive talent, their defense is second in the NHL in points combined as a defense unit. They're first in assists. So they really attack at a 5-man a system on the ice. When they get control of that puck, they go, and they're able to put up some pretty good numbers offensively. And that's the reason why, the team is right now still top of the National Hockey League in points and winning percentage, but also the way that they played at home and the perfect record at home.
Craig Campbell is watching from the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto. He's the museum executive director. He says the Hockey Hall of Fame proudly preserves and displays Mike Moller's sweater from the 1982 IIHF World Junior. So they're displaying it at the Hockey Hall of Fame. Sounds like you knew that.
Yes. Yeah, my brother donated that very, very soon after that World Junior Championships, and I know he's very, very proud to be in that in the Hockey Hall of Fame and donate his sweater. My brother's still back in Red Deer, retired now and doing very well, but he's still involved in hockey at a minor hockey league level, and I know he's very, very proud that jersey hangs in the Hockey Hall of Fame.
We got about 60 seconds, Randy. I just want to leave you with this, and for our viewers, when I was down there, I was there for 3 weeks. Every day it came up, the 96 Panthers, 96 Panthers. I was around hockey people every day. I heard it on the radio, read it in the paper. Like, very vaunted team, but they're ready now for the next one, is the sense that I get, right? Just you talk about the hunger for Panthers hockey and to be a winner.
Yeah, and that's what I feel so happy about is they have a solid team down here now, and nobody deserves it more than the fans. We have a very good fan base down here, very passionate fan base, but they want to see this team and this franchise win. And this team this year has a great opportunity, stay away from major injuries and inconsistencies, but they've shown through the first 16 games that they're one of the top teams in the NHL, and hopefully they can go far in the playoffs, because that's what it all means. You can do all kinds of stuff in the regular season, but what really counts is the damage you can do in the playoffs. And this team is built to win, and they've done it the right way, and hopefully they'll have that success once we get into May.
No kidding. Well, it's a game day. Devils there tonight. I appreciate the time fitting us in, Randy. I'll be seeing you soon. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Rod, for having me on. We'll see you guys down here. It's 80 degrees and with a little bit of humidity, so we're enjoying it.
Can't wait. Thanks, Moles. Randy Moller joining us from South Florida. Panthers and Devils coming up tonight. We'll be back with TacoTime Viewer Takeover. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
I started the Shot Lacrosse Academy 3 years ago, and my main goal for the province of Saskatchewan was to spread the game and the awareness of lacrosse. Jeff Shatler here, number 77 with the Saskatchewan Rush. I currently play forward, 16 years pro. I live, work, and play in the province of Saskatchewan. Direct West's mission is to grow Saskatchewan economy by helping small local businesses win with digital advertising services, but they are also a major supporter of local sport, art, and charitable organizations. Year after year, Direct West continues to put their money where their mouth is, and ensuring the minor sports and art and music festivals can continue to thrive in our province. They continue to do all they can to promote our communities and assist nonprofit charitable organizations in the effort to improve the quality of life in the province of Saskatchewan. I am proud to work with Direct West and call the province of Saskatchewan my home.
This holiday season, wish your way at Capital GMC. Unwrap a completely customized vehicle ordering experience. Reserve a pre-ordered unit that's already on its way. Or get into a GM certified pre-owned vehicle that's on the lot and ready to roll. And don't forget, we pay big for your used vehicle, even if you don't buy from us. Plus, our service department is your winter headquarters. Get special pricing on name brand tires, storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. This holiday season, wish your way at Capital GMC. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives, focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RPShow gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RPShow gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Send us your opinions now. We won't victimize you unless you really deserve it. Now, back to your host, Rod Pedersen.
Welcome back, everybody. It's time for the TacoTime Viewer Takeover, or as from my hometown, Johnny Ort would say, Taco Time. Do you know anybody who says Taco Time? His nickname is Ski. Anyways, Canadians love local. Go loco! Eat local. Taco Time uses fresh ingredients sourced in Canada. Our beef, chicken, cheddar cheese, sour cream, and Mexi fries all come from the Great White North. And viewer takeover. Where do we start? So much going on here. We've got a couple minutes left. There's a question here from viewer Kevin Olenek on YouTube. He says, "Hey Rod and Darren, thoughts on the Manning cast? Moose isn't here, don't you know? He will be back out in hour 2 for Great Western Brewing Company. My thoughts on the Manning cast. And before I jump in on that, Earl James answers first. He says, I lived through 20 years of Mannings playing football. Now I got to listen to them too. But you don't. And Earl James watches every day, so I'm not going to be a jerk about it. But you don't need to watch the Manning cast. That's your choice. There are 2 broadcasts. There's Monday Night Football on TSN with Steve Levy, Brian Greasy, and Louis Riddick. Or ESPN2 with Peyton and Eli Manning. And like I said earlier this hour, I'm a bit of a traditionalist. I don't like the way Tony Romo does color, but I'm not a big enough jerk to say that it's bad. I just don't care for it. But in the case of the Manning cast, they got to really figure out what they're doing, because they didn't have it in week 9, but they did have it in week 10. And listen, I'm very big on habit forming, brain pathways. So the one night that I remembered, the Mannings are on. I want to put it on ESPN too. Though they weren't on. And then they were on this week. Well, I didn't watch it because I forgot about it. Last minute of play in hour 1. Now, this, as I said earlier, the talk about broadcasters, everybody's always loved it. And you know what? It's going to be even more and more of a thing, because clearly everybody wants to stay home and watch the games on TV rather than go to the games. So we're going to have more opinions and more games on broadcast, more broadcasters to talk about. I think it's kind of funny. I think Peyton Manning is very funny. I've always thought he's very funny. I think Eli is really nerdy. And I don't think there's any need for Eli to be on there, because all he does is sit and laugh uncomfortably to everything Peyton says. But I like when they had Tom Brady on. I like when they have on guests from other sports. I think it's pretty cool, actually. I do. And I'll get Moose's take on that. I could go on more and more and more. People have some Taco Time jokes, too. All coming up in hour 2, right here on Game Plus TV. Stay with us.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
That's a lot of pie. Big time, big time, big
Hey, Matt, how's it going? We have something really special.
Holy, it's pretty impressive.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
In the heat of the summer, familiar sounds, feeling the air, it's the best thing anywhere. Just give me back my game. 'Cause I live for the drama, I live for the crowd, I live for the emotion. No one can take me down, bring me back my football.
BetRegal.net, exclusive sports gaming partner of the CFL.
Addiction. It destroys relationships, families, and lives. It makes individuals and the people who love them feel powerless. But the good news is that addiction is a treatable illness. At Aurora Recovery Center, we provide everything you need to build a solid foundation for your recovery, with holistic, evidence-based treatment tailored to each individual. Located in Gimli, Manitoba, on the shores of Lake Winnipeg, Aurora can help regardless of whether or not you feel ready or have tried before. Aurora Recovery Center. Recovery for life. Visit aurorarecoverycenter.com for more information today.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Has Aaron Rodgers basically come out of this? Because I feel like he has. People get over it. They don't care. They move on.
That's why you fine him. That's your punishment.
He's the face of the NFL.
I don't get a parking ticket downtown and I'm not allowed to park anywhere after that. I paid the fine because I parked in the wrong spot. It's over. And Bob's your uncle.
It's that cut and dry,
right?
It's that cut and dry?
It should be.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
All right, welcome everybody into Hour 2 of the RP Show. It is brought to you on the Game Plus TV network by Great Western Brewing Company. And the Moose is here. Breaking news today, pretty big news in the Queen City and frankly all across the hockey world because it's two big hockey names. The Regina Pats replacing their head coach today, Dave Struch. This morning, parting ways with the Regina Pats, and John Paddock will be returning to the Regina Pats bench. The former head coach of the Ottawa Senators and Winnipeg Jets back on the bench. And as team owner Sean Semple said in the news release, for the rest of this season and next. And a lot of our viewers are chiming in on that. And for me, it was disappointing news because I think Dave Struch is a tremendous coach. The team's 9th in the conference. So I guess if you want to look at the record, you could see why they made the change. I just don't know what change is going to be had with John Paddock. We'll find out starting Saturday against the Moose Jaw Warriors. And a lot of viewers writing in on that. Christine in Medicine Hat says, hockey fans excited to see Connor Bedard when he comes to the Hat. Will be the biggest crowd of the year, I predict. I, for one, will be there with the whole family. That's Bedard selling tickets everywhere. And while his numbers have not been what they expect, I don't know. Are we blaming Dave Struch for that? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
But for those that weren't watching an hour ago when this news came down, you asked, would Connor Bedard have had a say in this or his family? And from what I've heard in the calls I've made since this news came down, if it was up to the Bedards, I don't think a change would have been made. They love Dave Struch is the word that I got. So it's a tough day for everybody. You don't like to see a move like this made.
No. Good man, good coach. But they needed to get some excitement. They needed to make a move. They felt like they wanted to, that the team was underperforming. So this is what hockey teams do.
That's right. End of story. So, by the way, I got my new TacoTime Viewer takeover is really the whole show. Who's kidding who? But for the love of burritos, it's buy one, get one burrito half off at TacoTime every Thursday. Where were they yesterday when I was having one in the Southland Food Court?
I know.
Where were you then? Guess we got to go back. This isn't breaking news, but I think we have a new leader in the clubhouse for the TacoTime comment of the week.
How about that?
That will get a $50 gift card to TacoTime. You ready? It's from John Ohm in Winnipeg. Why does no one know TacoTime's secret recipe? Because they keep it under wraps.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
That's awesome.
I like it.
That's good.
Our next guest, Jared Dumba, likes that one too. How can you not like that? And I think they have Taco Times in Winnipeg, I'm pretty sure. So John Ohm is the new leader. You guys have put this on me for what's the best comment of the week.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, Clark. Send us a text on the text line, please. John, assuming you have a cellular phone out there in Winnipeg, 902-518-3033. Send us a text. What did you say was the jingle?
902-518-3033.
3033. Text RP at 3033. The reason I wanted to get you in here, Moose.
Yes.
Is the fans were asking your take on something.
Okay.
And I'll get to that in a moment. Wayne in Victoria, BC writes in on the 902 number and says, Rod, you just said that people are staying home more now and watching on TV. Does that foreshadow the demise of the CFL since we're a gate-driven league? Thoughts? I don't know. I feel like that's a CFL problem, not an RP problem. That's what I feel like. And I don't feel like talking about that. But just yesterday, I guess I can say it now, I was down at the hockey arena filming a video for SGI, that is Saskatchewan Government Insurance, and I happened to bump into Dave Struch on the concourse, and we were talking about crowds. And by the way, God's team, the Regina Pats, from what I'm told, leads the division in attendance, and even theirs hasn't been so spit hot. And Dave said, how are we going to get people to go to games? And I'm like, again, not our job. You coach, I broadcast. Just lots of marketing people making a lot of money about right? That's their job. So the demise of the CFL based on this, I don't know. I didn't think they'd make it this far. So I'm just sitting back and watching with a lot of interest. But I'll be watching NFL tonight. Patriots at Falcons. But I teased that they wanted to know your take on the Manning cast. And I believe the viewer's name was Kevin Olenek. He said, what are you and Moose's thoughts of the Manning cast? And I said, I like it. But they took week 10 off. Maybe it was week 9, whatever. You know me, consistency, built a career on. If you're going to do it, do it. Take a Monday off. That bothers me. I enjoy it, but the night I went to look for it, they were, we're not on the air tonight. So then this Monday they were, but I forgot about them. Yeah. I watched Steve Levy and the ESPN crew. So
yeah,
I like the concept. I've told you I've had football and hockey friends for years that have wanted to do it, and I thought it was dumb. I'm like, I watch games with you guys, and you drive me nuts. I want to put nails in my eyes. I don't want to. No. Well, that's just my friends.
Yeah.
Can you just shut up? I'm watching the game. But maybe it's because I don't know the Mannings personally. I find them entertaining.
Right.
I like it.
I think it's extremely entertaining. Now, if it's my team playing, I don't want to watch the Manning broadcast. If my team's playing, I want the play-by-play. Because every game matters. With my team, every play matters. I don't want to.
Hottest team in the National Football League, the Tennessee Titans.
Thank you. I don't want to watch it in the background and listen to these guys talk. I'm watching the game. Maybe not even listening to the play-by-play. I'm watching the game. I want the game full screen. I want to know the plays. I want to dissect replays. I want traditional broadcast. But when it's not my team, and I'm just into the game. I really enjoy that as an alternative option. And I'll go back and forth and find myself mostly watching the Manning broadcast because it's fun. I can see what's happening in the game. I can get some more entertainment. I can meet some different personalities. It's really great. But if it's my team playing, I want the play-by-play.
Fair. But as I said, I don't really listen to the commentators anyways. I really don't.
Yeah.
So let's get some text rolling in here. 902-518-3033. Is that what it is?
3033.
3033. Yeah.
Once you hear it in the jingle enough times.
Let's get them rolling.
Yeah.
Well, Nelson, our VP of Sim Events, writes in, Nelson Hakowicz, and he says, who would do the CFL version of the Manning cast? You told me, Darren, to handle this with grace.
I could see. I'm just doing a pull. No.
We've covered this. We have coffee every day, 11 a.m. Central. We've talked about this. Where were you? Because I feel like I'm a teacher at the front of the class. I could go back and start this again, but it's not fair to the other kids. We're like 5-4 sessions past this. Why should I have to go back and discuss it? Because you weren't here that day? You need to stay after school, Nelson.
Sir, could you go back and... Can we go back and review chapter 1, please?
Exactly.
It's like, come on, like...
So the answer is the Kissing Bandit, Adriano Bally, and David Benefield.
And I said
that's mine, and you have your own. You have yours.
I said the Flutie brothers, Darren and Doug Flutie.
I think that would be really good.
Yeah.
I think mine would be great, yours would be great, and everybody were chiming in. But there's people here every day that have answered this question already, Nelson. This isn't fair to them. I think we need to put Nelson in summer school.
So he can catch up. I like it.
From Dar on YouTube. Says those extra broadcasts are excellent, especially when it's not your team. That's how I watched the Montreal playoff run with Steve Dangle. Fair. I love the guy on YouTube. Steve-O's channel says, that was so last month, Nelson.
Steve-O's becoming a regular.
And I like their comments, Steve-O's comments. They're spicy. Bingo! What's with Robin in Prince Albert? He's saying people are coming out to support the Raiders, averaging 2,100 to 2,200 a game with a seating capacity of 2,580. I thought he meant the Vegas Raiders. That's fine.
That would be low.
That would be low for the Vegas Raiders. COVID. It's because of COVID.
That's right.
I had a sports person the other day say to me, we were talking about, what was I not talking about this with you? What we're talking about on this show, and Jared will attest, is what the sports people are talking about. Trust me, it is. I think they would prefer that we don't talk about it on the show. That's the attendance. That's what everybody's talking about because that's what pays the bills. That's what you want more people in the building to look at those board ads and those on-ice ads.
Yeah.
And the ads around the arena. This is a major problem in sports. And I was talking to a hockey guy the other day, and we were talking about attendance, and he goes, oh, it's because of COVID. It's because of COVID. That's why why attendance is down. I'm like, really? How come 50,000 showed up to a soccer game the other night in Edmonton? Do you get the point?
Yes.
Because his jaw went, nah.
Didn't have an answer.
Didn't have an answer. That's the point. You people can come up with, oh, it was a special event. Oh, it was Canada, Mexico. Oh, it was this. Oh, it was that. Oh, it was people from all across the country. I don't care. CFL games, there are 9 a year. 9. They used to all be special events. 9. We can't fill the place 9 GD times. So I just feel like every single day we're sitting here hammering on the same stuff, but that's all I hear everywhere I go because I'm hanging around sports people. And to say, oh, it's because of COVID ticket sales. Really? You were struggling before COVID. Now it's just a convenient excuse for most people to save their job. And when it's a coach or a GM saying that to me, I'm like, you're just hearing that from the business guys. When you passed each other in the hallway when you're getting your coffee this morning, because your job's to coach the team, not sell tickets, which they don't understand. It's all intertwined.
Yeah.
I digress. Another from John in Winnipeg. John. He says, Bob Irving is the best. So for Bomber games, I listen to him and mute the TV broadcast. I get that. My brothers used to order my dad, my one brother, Reed, a special radio. It was called the Sportcaster. And it slowed down the radio feed so it would match the television.
That's cool.
I don't know if they still make those or not. Does anybody listen to the radio anymore? Would it be worthwhile?
Good question. But the delay.
Jared listens to the radio, but he's weird. I know what you listen to. You listen to NHL radio. You listen to satellite radio. Yeah, okay, me too. Now that I think about it. Ward in Winnipeg writes in and says, hi, guys. Who are the Bombers going to play December 5th? The Riders or the Stampeders? Signed, Ward. And I'm glad that he mentioned this because we're in the final week of the regular season. We are in purgatory of the CFL season, and that is the last week of the regular season where the games really don't matter. The ones in the West definitely don't. So it's like, are we going to start talking about the West final? It's November 18th, bro. He just asked, who are the Bombers going to play December 5th? And that is a typical yearly, annual Canadian Football League discussion of which I've been a part of for a generation, and I'm here for it today. It's the ageless rest versus rust discussion. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure there's ever been an answer to that. You know, what would you rather have? Would you rather play on semifinal weekend or have the bye? Did I not see 9 out of the last 10 West Final hosts went to the Grey Cup? It's become, you really want first place.
You really want first place. You absolutely do. It's just math. Do you want to win one game to get in or two? Right? It's harder to win two. Your chances go down instantly when you got to win 2 games to get in. So it becomes rest versus rust. Now it becomes how much rest? 2 weeks rest, right? By not playing in the final week of the regular season, do you go 2 weeks rest? Or do you just do 1 week of rest and play your guys in the final game of the regular season in a meaningless game if you've got first place locked up?
The question was who will win? And, oh, man, I don't feel like I want to answer that today.
I know.
I guess if you put a gun to my head, I could see Calgary very easily coming in to win it for a couple of reasons. The Stamps are the hottest team, one of the hottest teams. Riders have won 4 in a row, yet everybody's bitching, right? And I feel like I'm just getting bogged down by the negativity in this town. And I think Craig Dickinson, the head coach, I feel sorry for him because it's like, how do you shield your players from all the negativity that's going on? Because you would think the team's 4-9, not 9-4.
Right.
That's what you would think based on what you hear around here.
Yeah.
And I think if some loudmouth, shock jock sports talk host just wanted to drop a stink bomb and said, Bo Levi Mitchell's done. He's slipping. He's over the hill. He doesn't have it anymore. Somebody slipped that quote to him. He'd come in and shove it right down the Riders' throat in a second, and he could do it. He's good enough to do it. But does he have the talent around him? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do know exactly what you're saying, and I'm picturing all the content creators across the Western Canada just clipping. Bo Levi's done. Bo Levi's finished. Bo Levi can't win anymore. And not clipping the rest? And then it's going to be great. So I kind of want, here's the thing, as we do business out loud, as sometimes we do. Here's what I want Nelson to do on our Instagram story. I want him to put that out there. Bo Levi's done, just like that. And then right after it, put the expanded one on, like zoom back from 30,000 feet. Somebody should say, Bo Levi's done. And he would do this and come in and kick some butt and whatever else.
I'm going to say Calgary's going to win it. Calgary, Winnipeg, West Final, a rematch of the 2001 Grey Cup. How about that? Moose, we'll see you back here for overtime.
Sounds good.
Going to talk hockey next with J-Red. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus television network, live streaming on YouTube, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar Buying Group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep.
A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services, and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RPShow gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RPShow gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Laid back and kicking it, let's head back to the studio. Here's Rod.
Yeah, welcome back. Pull that thing right in there, Jared. You know how to work a microphone? Look at this. The guy that looks like Jose Bautista is our hockey analyst. Hacky analyst. How you doing, Jared?
Good. How you doing?
Ready to talk some hacky?
Always.
Good. You know, I just was typing in your hockey DB here.
Yeah.
And I typed in Al Dumba.
Oh.
Why would I do that? We did end the last segment by talking about the Canadian Football League and the playoffs and all the rest, but we're moving on. You're not the biggest CFL fan, am I right? Or what do you?
I follow, but yeah, I never played football, so I don't understand it like most people. I'm just a fan. I just like to, watch the game, have some good snacks, and cheer for the Riders.
But you don't get in and
I don't. And you know what? If they lose a game, I'm not.
Doesn't ruin your life.
Not going online and writing into any talk shows or anything. I'm not losing an ounce.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah. You know what? The folks that we've started a holy war on the Riders and Stamps. Listen, we'll get into it next week, but it's like 10 days away at least. So I'm not having it today, but that's cool.
Riders are finding ways to win, though.
I just looked up Jared Dumba's hockey DB. And I suggest you folks should too. Just type in your Google, Jared Dumba, Hockey DB, search. Are you responsible for your own photo on Hockey DB?
Nope.
It's like a studio shot, man. You look like, this is like your, this is your Tinder photo or your, your match.
That was from Investors Group.
Kettleoffish.com.
Right when I quit. How'd they get that?
It's fantastic. Anyways, Oklahoma City. Well, let's go back to the junior days. South Surrey Eagles, the Saskatoon Blades, and then pro stops in Oklahoma City, Indianapolis, Austin, Texas, back to Oklahoma City, Tulsa, and Flint, Michigan. So you know your way around a hockey rink.
Yeah, I've been to a few. Been to a couple, yeah.
And it says born in Dysart, Sask. Do they have a hospital there?
Born in Cupar, actually. Last baby born in the hospital. They used to have a hospital. But
look at what we're learning today.
After they had me, they said, I don't think I want to do this anymore. We're good.
You made it what it is
Shut her
today.
down.
Yeah. So I'll get to the comments from the viewers later because we do have viewer takeover coming up for Taco Time scheduled again. But very big news in the Queen City, the Regina Pats making a coaching change Thursday morning. Dave Struch out. John Paddock returns to the bench. Jared's been calling games forever on television. A lot of times with me. Radio too. Did you see this coming, or what do you think of this move?
It's, you know what? Love Struch. Great guy. Great coach. It's just one of those things when the team, the team's been up and down this year, and there's, lots of complaining around that you hear around town, and it's just one of those things. Sometimes if you need to shake things up, you can't always trade all the players. Sometimes it's just easier if a coach has been there for a while, no matter how good of a job he's done. Ask the Chicago Blackhawks. Sometimes it's just easier to get rid of the coach, try and please everybody. But yeah, I don't know. It's I didn't see it coming, but I think a lot of talking to people, they're saying that there was a lot of bickering around town. So if that's what's going on, sometimes that can get into the ear of the guys up top, and I guess that's what happened.
6-10, 9th place in the conference. And their next game is Saturday night at the Moose Jaw Warriors. So we'll see if this coaching change makes a big difference for the Regina Pats. But furthermore, just for the hockey people that are watching right now, Connor Bedard is now an international, dare I say, worldwide name in hockey. That is a fact.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm in that Pat store 2-3 times a week buying stuff. And talking to the lady that runs it, I said, how far are you shipping stuff? She goes, all over the world. Bedard merchandise, T-shirts, Pats, jerseys with 98 Bedard on the back. Like, the people have picked up and cared, and he's less than a point a game. And the question here, and I'll just say this, because as I said earlier, what we talk about on this show is what the sports people are talking about. That's why I think people like it so much. The sports people, hockey people are saying, does this have anything to do with Connor Bedard and his slow start? How would you answer?
You know what? I would say it could be, but is that Struch's fault? I don't know. I think when you look at it, and I'm just be completely honest, when I look at the line he's playing on right now, I don't know who sets the lines. If it's always the coach or if it's
gotta be Struch.
If it's everybody that has a little hand in it. But right now, to me, I don't know if they would have it's not always easy to go out and get somebody, but I just think that they need a little bit more creativity on that right line. I know that last game they put the young guy, Tanner Lowe, on his on his wing, and he ended up, I think Bedard had a couple goals. We'll see if that sort of sticks. But to me, love Dubinsky, love Nyhoff, sort of the same, sort of playing that same game. So it's sort of that same play. I think it just needed an extra piece, and then a different piece on that line, and then it wouldn't matter if you had Dubinsky or Nyhoff.
We're getting a hyper focus on that. I don't think the rest of the country cares about Pat's line combos, but But I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I do. Trust me, I do. The millions of people out there don't. So I'm going to move on. And for John in Winnipeg wants to know this. And trust me, we're going to get around to the National Hockey League because that's why he's here. I didn't expect the Pats were going to make this change today. But John in Winnipeg says the Austin Ice Bats. What a name for a team, Jared. What was it like to play there? Can you give us the G version of your time playing in Austin, Texas pro hockey?
Austin was an absolutely awesome city. Christmas Day, I can remember sitting in my board shorts out on my deck, shirtless, just enjoying the weather. Beautiful city, 6th Street, 8th Street, all these places, beautiful restaurants, great people in Texas. Fantastic time. As for the team, we were in first place by January 1st. I believe it was mid-February we were out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
It became, once everybody kind of started to know more people around town, there was a lot more going on, and I think guys were a little more focused on the city itself than the hockey after
I think you were telling me about boat parties.
Well, there was a fan who owned a company that rented pontoon boats. So I think it was January 2nd. He told us, it was the first day, he said, you could take the pontoon boat out any day you want. So, of course, it was about 4 days a week. The boys were out. They had barbecues on both levels. Guys were having probably some wobbly pops. And that was probably the biggest reason why we were out of the playoffs about a month later.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Little preview here to the National Hockey League. The Winnipeg Jets spanked Edmonton 5-2 on Tuesday night over there in their place, Canada Life Center. Now they go back to Edmonton tonight for the second game of the home and home. This is the featured game of all the leagues, of all the games tonight. Jets at Oilers. As far as I'm concerned, as we broadcast here out of the NHL's Bermuda Triangle right here, what do you expect out of this hockey game tonight in Edmonton?
I think you'll probably see a close one. I could see Winnipeg winning again. I think that just the way that they match up. I mean, you got Draisaitl, McDavid. Anything could always happen. But I don't know. Something about Winnipeg. I really like their team. Kyle Connor he's unbelievable to watch. Scheifele's starting to play well. They got the goaltending. They've obviously shored up their defense in the offseason. Edmonton's got a great team too. I think Anaheim just jumped over them in the standings, but they've played 2 more games, so good chance Edmonton. Edmonton's got something to play for. So those are the little things when you're watching the standings. If you see Anaheim jump over you, you want to get that first spot back. You got a couple games in hand. This might be one you need to win. So I don't know, but I would predict a close game, and I would predict Winnipeg winning 3-2, maybe 4-2 with an empty netter.
That's hilarious that you guys get fancy. You're like Matthew Barnaby was on here the other day. One of the viewers said, Barney, 5.5 over-under, Rangers Habs tonight. What do you think? He's like, take the under. Rangers will win 3-2. And I think they won 4-1, but it was still under. You know what I mean? You guys you like the betting too, don't you?
I used to a little bit more. I had a little bit more time to look into. I like to get into every stat and then think about, see where they've been on the road.
Were you good at it?
Oh yeah. But I used to get deep. I used to get real deep.
I got another one for you. And by the way, let the record show, J. Red Dumba has predicted a Jets win at Edmonton. Did you say a 1-goal win?
3-2 or 4-2 with an empty netter.
Okay.
That'll be my call.
Here's one for you. Watching this on SportsCenter this morning, they're talking about Carey Price returning to the Montreal Canadiens. I guess he skated for the first time yesterday. You probably weren't expecting this question, but that's fine. He just being back in the room, and the Habs have recorded wins over the LA Kings and Calgary Flames. They said just having him in the building has had that kind of impact on the Montreal Canadiens. Could you see that being a thing?
Oh, definitely. When you have a guy that walks in and just exudes confidence, says the right things, he's controlling. Sometimes you can get a room without a guy like that, and just the conversations are going the wrong way. You get a guy like that knows where the focus has to be, is bringing the right things out of certain players. He doesn't even have to be on the ice. That's why I thought in the offseason, I was surprised that the Leafs didn't go after a guy like Chara for their room. Just having a guy like that in the room that can kind of control things, that can make all the difference.
Well, it's one thing to be old and have been around, but Carey Price has been his entire 14 years with the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
yeah.
I just think I got shivers because I love Carey, and to know that he has that kind of impact on his team, that's wild.
Oh, he's just got the swagger. He's got cool, and just watching how calm and cool he is. I can just imagine the presence that he brings inside that dressing room that rubs off on everybody else.
Okay, your favorite team, are they still the Los Angeles Kings? Is that still your team, or have you
I like the lead. I like.
Oh, right.
I've always liked Austin Matthews, but I can't stop cheering for the Kings.
Okay.
The Kings are just my
They
team.
just had an 8-game win streak snapped. I think it was last night. Are they for real?
It's so tough to say. I think right now that you're going to see ups and downs with the Kings because you got some really good older players, some good younger players. Who knows? They could gel and keep going, get into the playoffs, and make a little bit of noise. I think you're going to see some ups and downs though, just with so many younger guys, depending on injury stuff like that. But I like what they're doing. And young Cale Clegg, the old Brandon Wheat King and Moose Jaw Warrior, I guess.
Yep.
He's got just quietly has five assists in 9 games. So that's nice to see for a local guy. But it's I don't know. Yeah, I'd say I'd predict that they're going to be a little bit more up and down throughout the season. They're my team. I'd love to see them just take off the rest of the way. But usually when you see a mix of those type of guys, you're just going to go through your ups and downs with that many young guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching them play. Not this year, last, and they were in the purple and yellow jerseys.
Oh, the best.
Aren't they hot?
The best.
Oh, the best. And Cale Clegg was wearing, I'm like, that's where he is. I lost track of Cale Clegg.
Forgot.
Yeah, I forgot. Well, you don't see the Kings very often here in the NHL's Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, and they've been bringing him up, right? I think they've been giving him a lot of AHL time in the odd NHL game, but they're a team, I think, that's doing it right with their young guys, giving them a lot of seasoning in the American League instead of just throwing them right in the fire.
Speaking of, the Habs calling up Cole Caulfield today, so his time in the Apple didn't last long, which none of us thought that it would. Seasoning, as they say.
Yeah, he just needed that little kick in the pants. You know what? Probably when you're a young guy like that, you come up and you do what he did in the playoffs, and you're going into the season and you're everybody's Calder favorite trophy everywhere you look. It's probably pretty easy to get a little bit overconfident, even though it's your first full season getting in the league. And I mean, nobody really expected it. I didn't expect it, but a slow start like that, he goes down. I would not be surprised if he comes right into the first game and gets on the score sheet and never looks back.
They got Pittsburgh in there tonight. Should be a classic matchup. Hockey questions? Jared's here to answer them with us. We'll be right back. Plus a sports update, overtime upcoming, and TacoTime Viewer takeover. I want you to think in the break about what your favorite TacoTime meal is, too. Okay. We'll talk about that. We'll be right back on Game Plus TV, YouTube live daily, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
In the heat of the summer, familiar sounds. Feel in the air, it's the best thing anywhere. Just give me back my game. 'Cause I live for the drama, I live for the emotion. No one can take me down. Bring me back my football.
BetRegal.net, exclusive sports gaming partner of the CFL.
This holiday season, wish your way at Capital GMC. Unwrap a completely customized vehicle ordering experience. Reserve a pre-ordered unit that's already on its way. Or get into a GM certified pre-owned vehicle that's on the lot and ready to roll. And don't forget, we pay big for your used vehicle, even if you don't buy from us. Plus, our service department is your winter headquarters. Get special pricing on name brand tires, storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. This holiday season, wish your way at Capital GMC.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming, the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar Buying Group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Oh, yeah, he's back. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It is a Thursday here, episode number 614 of Canada's daytime sports talk show. Wherever you're enjoying the program from, I hope you are. Pick up the phone and shoot us a text message, will you? What the heck? You still got a couple of days to enter for the Taco Time comment of the week from the viewers. Write it down. 902-518-3033. There you go. 902-518-3033. Wherever you're watching across all 10 provinces and 31 states. We got one more segment with Jared here, our hockey analyst. If you have hockey questions, have you been up on the Vancouver Canucks at all? We've got to talk about that next.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Everybody.
First, the Toronto Raptors will continue a 6-game road trip tonight when they visit the Utah Jazz as part of tonight's NBA action. Toronto opened the road swing with a 118-113 loss at Portland Monday. That was the Raps' 5th loss in 6 games. Meanwhile, the New England Patriots will go for their 5th straight victory when they visit the Atlanta Falcons in NFL play tonight. The showdown is a rematch of the 2017 Super Bowl. Patriots have won 4 in a row. And the Regina Pats, major junior hockey team, making a coaching change today. Dave Struch parting ways with the hockey club. John Paddock returning to the bench. He coached the Pats to the WHL League Final in 2017 and the Memorial Cup Final in 2018. Next game Saturday night at the Moose Jaw Warriors. This sports update for dubnetwork.ca and for Ben Cahoon's G2G protein bars. We got a lot of viewers in the BC interior, Lower Mainland as well, watching on Game Plus TV. Jared, on TELUS Optic Cable carries it. They want to know what's wrong with the Vancouver Canucks. They lost again last night, 4-2 to the Colorado Avalanche. And I saw them on opening night in Edmonton. I'm like, they're just not that good.
And you look at the roster and you go, how is this happening? Because they look like they got 4 pretty solid lines. Their defense now is, looking better than it really ever has. Goaltending, they upgraded in their goaltending, I'd say, in the offseason with Halak as backup. Mm-hmm. I don't understand. I watch and there's just no spark. Is it I don't know. Do they need a coaching change? I love their coach, but something's got to change there. I love
them too, and at some point something's got to change. Yeah. Him or the general manager, whatever. Last year, Brent Sopel, I can't remember what platform he went on, our good friend Soap said, they are playing to get the GM fired. That was last year, and nothing's really changed. Now, you talk about upgrades. Connor Garland, OEL, really big trade with the Arizona Coyotes. 2 tremendous players.
Yep.
Haven't made a difference. Connor Garland, they interview him every night. He's on the score sheet most nights. But they're not the missing pieces to a Stanley Cup run. Something's missing, you're right. Maybe we're just too far from what's going on out there. But they play just somewhat listless.
Yeah, and you got a captain, Horvat, who, in the big moments, he always seems to be there. So that's not the issue. A lot of people, I've heard people say, well, they're missing that Connor McDavid superstar. Well, not every team can have a Connor McDavid.
No.
I have to say Horvat's a pretty good, I don't know, do you need to bring in a veteran or a couple veterans or change the GM? That might be, I don't know. What's the solution?
What would you do if you were Francesca Aquilini?
I would probably, the first thing I would do is try and bring in some sort of agitating winner, somebody who's won.
So you're going to try and do something on the ice, not
just
in the dressing room?
At first, just one player. Just shake up one player, maybe a third line winger, something like that. Somebody who's won that brings energy. If that doesn't work right away, I'd probably go to the GM.
But not the coach. The coach is safe.
I like the coach. And Benning has brought in a lot of really good talent. But I mean, just when you hear stuff like that, Sopel and stuff like that, maybe, I don't know. Is there something? There's got to be something else that we don't know. There's always something that can. Could it be something personality-wise? Everybody says he's a great guy. I don't know.
Well, you played on a lot of teams, Jared, and I think there is something to be said about a culture issue. Like, it's just the Vancouver Canucks.
That's what I'm saying.
But at least, they missed the playoffs last year. They finished dead last in Canada. People tend to forget that in the Canadian division. But the Leafs, they have great regular seasons, and they wait till the playoffs to wilt. So it's not just a Vancouver thing. And in Edmonton, I think Dave Tippett and Ken Holland have done a tremendous job of, what do they call it, saging the dressing room to get rid of whatever was around there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Eradicate. Maybe they sacrificed the chicken. I don't know. KFC. But they seem to have got do you know what I'm saying? Like a culture thing. Very hard to clean up.
Holland has done such a good job. You look at that lineup and what everybody's done, and you look at, I don't know, maybe it's just the Oilers, the Oilers fans that I follow on Twitter, but every single move they make, they seem to roast the guy and say that he's not doing a good job. And then you look back, and every move that he makes seems to work out in one way or the other.
I got to say something. Jenna Reagan's watching in Southern California, the biggest Buffalo Sabres fan I know. They are not terrible. How long do you think they'll continue to be not terrible?
Buffalo?
Yeah, you like them?
You know what? They had some really good pieces there last year. I thought they'd do a little bit better, but I think that they'll probably continue the way that they are for the rest of the season. I don't know. I don't think they're
middling.
They'll just kind of be middling. Maybe make some strides.
But that's an improvement.
Oh, it's a huge improvement. They could make some strides in the second half, and let's see if they can get the young guy Krebs up. I'm not sure. Is he there right now?
No, he's a point a game in the minors right now.
In the minors, yeah. But when he comes up, I think he's got a really high ceiling. Adding Tuck, that's going to be huge.
17th overall pick. He's a first-round pick. Who won the Eichel trade?
Well, I think that's going to be. I think Vegas is going to win that by far. I think people are going to see what Jack Eichel is really capable of once he comes back, and it's not going to happen right away coming off a surgery like that. It might take a month or two. Might be till next year. But Jack Eichel is that next level superstar. Let's not forget he was fourth or fifth in MVP voting in the league. 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
And then the next year he got injured a little bit, or not a little bit. He's obviously having surgery. Significantly
Yes.
injured.
Yeah.
But I think people are going to see what Jack Eichel can really do. All of a sudden, you put Mark Stone on his line and you give him a good coach that's there for a while. He's going to be a big time superstar.
We're going to try and fit in two real quick here. From Nelson Vo, Jared, do you think Lucas Raymond and Moritz Seider can keep up their hot starts in Detroit? Looks like they're running away with the Calder.
You know what? Watching them, the first few games, Seider seemed to jump in right away. It was awesome. Raymond took not long, 2-3 games to really look like he was getting his feet under him out there. And ever since, they're two of the best players on that team. Yeah, I think they're going to keep it up all year long. Those are two special players. Seider's going to be one of the best D-men in the league for a long time.
Ryan McCarthy in Saratoga, New York says, question for Jared, is the Metropolitan Division the best in the NHL?
I don't know. It's so hard to say. I don't know. What would you say about that?
I do, because there's not one team under 500. Not one team. And there's some very good teams in that division.
Yeah.
I think it's the toughest division in the NHL. Pacific's the worst.
Yeah,
Atlantic's
that's
got
not debatable.
more bad teams than the Metropolitan.
Yeah.
And the Central, it's not that exciting. Minnesota, Dallas, St. Louis.
That's always a tough question for me because it's just, you look at matchups and how many times does this team play that team?
There's no bad teams in the Metropolitan.
How many
That's
times
what I'm
does this
saying.
team play that? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if you look at it that way, I guess,
Jared, thanks for coming in. Very popular guest. I knew you would be. Can we do it again?
Let's, whenever you want.
Okay. Appreciate it.
Certain days.
Right. Before we break, ladies and gentlemen, addiction, it destroys relationships, families, and lives. But the good news is addiction is a treatable illness. At Aurora Recovery Center, we provide everything you need to build a solid foundation for your recovery with holistic, evidence-based treatment tailored to each individual. Located in Gimli, Manitoba, on the shores of Lake Winnipeg, Aurora can help regardless of whether or not you feel ready or have tried before. Aurora Recovery Center, recovery for life. Visit their website, aurorarecoverycenter.com. The Moose is in next for overtime and TacoTime Viewer Takeover. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network, YouTube live streaming, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
I started the Shatler Lacrosse Academy 3 years ago, and my main goal for the province of Saskatchewan was to spread the game and the awareness of lacrosse. Jeff Shatler here, number 77 with the Saskatchewan Rush. I currently play forward, 16 years pro. I live, work, and play in the province of Saskatchewan. Direct West's mission is to grow Saskatchewan economy by helping small local businesses win with digital advertising services, but they are also a major supporter of local sport, art, and charitable organizations. Year after year, Direct West continues to put their money where their mouth is, and ensuring the minor sports and art and music festivals can continue to thrive in our province. They continue to do all they can to promote our communities and assist nonprofit charitable organizations in the effort to improve the quality of life in the province of Saskatchewan. I am proud to work with Direct West and call the province of Saskatchewan my home.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right. This holiday season, wish your way at Capital Ford Lincoln. Unwrap a completely customized vehicle ordering experience. Reserve a pre-ordered unit that's already on its way. Or get into a pre-owned vehicle that's on the lot and ready to roll. And don't forget, we pay big for your used vehicle, even if you don't buy from us. Plus, our service department is your winter headquarters. Get special pricing on name brand tires, storage, maintenance, and more. And we always offer free vehicle pickup and delivery. This holiday season, wish your way at Capital Ford Lincoln.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Hey, Dawn.
Hey, Quinn.
We have a surprise for you.
Oh, my.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RPShow gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RPShow gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
You got something to say? You want to add to the show? What are you waiting for? Don't just sit there. Say something. Now, back to the studio with Rod.
Welcome back, everybody, to Overtime. It is a proud presentation of the Four Seasons Sports Palace. They'll have Thursday Night Football tonight. I think I might check it out at the Four Seasons.
No doubt.
I think you're going to be on the road, though. Yeah, I know you're going to be on the road tonight. We telling everybody?
I will be on the road tonight.
Thursday Night Football pits the 6-4 New England Patriots at the 4-5 Atlanta Falcons, 7:20 p.m. Central kickoff. It is time for TacoTime Viewer Takeover. For the love of burritos, it's buy one, get one burrito half off at Taco Time every Thursday. So let's get these comments in, whatever you want to talk about tonight or today. And while we load up those comments and the text line, I haven't even looked at the text line since I asked, no matter where you're watching from across North America, shoot us a text. Make us feel wanted, please. 902-518-3033. What is your featured game? Because mine is the Winnipeg Jets at the Edmonton Oilers. It's the main event of 12 NHL games, one NFL game. It's the Thursday nighter. And in the NBA, Raptors at Utah. Have you even?
Yeah, I have.
And the Leafs are they playing? They are.
For me, it's the Thursday nighter.
Nice.
I'll be watching the Thursday night game tonight. There's some intrigue there because the Falcons are actually a pretty decent football team. Matt Ryan's been really good the last number of weeks. I mean, he didn't play very good, I don't think, last week, but they were good before that. I think they're okay. They're right there trying to challenge for a playoff spot. And the Patriots might be contenders to win something here. They're on a win streak. Mac Jones looks very good. Looks like the best rookie of the group right now. He's having the best year. Their defense is very good in New England. It's a statement game again. They're all like that now, but this is the New England Patriots. They're back. I saw the tweet somewhere. It's like, the Patriots are back. AFC teams, have you taken advantage of the last 12 months? Right? Because they're back now.
Largely they have. The Dolphins went into New England and won in week 1.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets are the Jets. Still not a strong division.
It's not.
But I'll believe the New England Patriots are back when they are, in a conference championship?
And that was my suggestion for a poll, or we didn't get to that because you had a better poll question, but one of my suggestions, and you can save this for later, but does Mac Jones and Bill Belichick get back to a Super Bowl at some time? Do they get to a Super Bowl?
Oh, I would say, yeah.
Not win one, but will they get there?
Well, Belichick's going to coach for as long as it takes to get back.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't need the money.
He's not stopping till he gets back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Snowman's watching in North Carolina. He says the Patriots will win and cover tonight in Atlanta. Darren in Salt Lake City says the Raptors-Jazz game is taking a back seat in Utah to the Oregon-Utah football game. Go Utes!
That's a big one.
I feel like because this show is so inclusive, just like yesterday when I said, what's your hometown's most famous athlete? Here, what's your featured game tonight?
I like that.
Featured game brought to you by what? Toyota. I don't know. Jets, Oilers for me. Thursday Night Football for him. Darren in Salt Lake says the Raptors, Jazz is not it. It's college football there.
But I'm pretty sure that Oregon-Utah game is not till Saturday. So maybe it's are the Raptors and Jazz on the weekend?
Football games last night.
I know, but the Oregon, I just looked up the Oregon-Utah football game is on Saturday. Is that when the Raptors and Jazz play?
Jenna in Southern California is looking forward to the Sabres and the Flames. One thing about Jenna, if the Buffalo Sabres do turn it around and win a Stanley Cup, Jenna can confidently say, I was there from the beginning. And that is a good feeling when you don't doubt your team. That's a good feeling.
Stick through them through thick and thin.
When they prove you right.
Yeah.
Chris Clark from the Unofficial Pats podcast writes in and says, go Oregon Ducks. Definitely Saturday. No. The question is tonight's featured game. We do it every day. What game are you going to be watching? Ward in Winnipeg says, personally, I'd love for the Riders to come to Winnipeg. He's talking about the West Final December 5th. Santa Claus is going to be there, by the way.
Yeah.
Ward says, you can't beat that green versus blue and gold rivalry. Have a good one, guys, says Ward in Winnipeg. So, I don't know. What I've been asked today, almost every day, who do you think is going to win? Who are you going to be cheering for, Rod? I'll say, may the best team win. And I don't know how the Rough Riders coaching staff shields their locker room from all the negativity. You would think they're 4-9, not 9-4. I'm a little astounded by that. I'm actually buying into it, thinking maybe they're not as good as I think. Questioning myself.
Right.
The Rider Nation is gaslighting me, making me think that I'm insane. Because I'm watching the games. They're good games. They're playing well. No, Rod. Too many penalties. Bad offensive line. No discipline. Oh, man, they suck. You know,
right.
In your head?
It gets in your head. And then you don't know what to think. So,
who do you think's going to win that game?
I don't know.
It's too early. What were we even answering this question?
I know. It's way too early. Ask me later, but it's way too early for that.
Okay. Last minute of play and the RP show. From Jeffrey, the Stamps fan. He says, what colors does Santa wear? You know what he's saying.
Red.
Well, what if the Stamps aren't even there? It won't even matter. Dar, watching on YouTube, says the NFL Thursday Nighter.
Yeah.
Ryan in New York State says, I'll be paying attention to the Devils Panthers while at my church small group Friendsgiving event. Well, doesn't that sound fun?
That sounds great.
The question is, what are you watching tonight? Tomorrow, I'll be here. He'll be at Husky Stadium. And we'll have Scott Fleury, the coach of the Huskies, ahead of the Hardy Cup. Gus Farrat and Andrew Green. Drive safe, Moose.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow at noon Eastern. Angering people is a gift of mine.
Oh, let bingo, LFG. How about that? Oh, approved.